Hello, my crafty friends and creators from around the globe. Welcome to the studio. Okay, it has not escaped me that it is now February 8th-ish, and I'm still working on the January journal, but that's okay because February is going to be a more simplified journal. So I'm going to try to finish up a little more embellishing today, and then I'm going to sew these signatures in, okay? And let's see how we get along with that, because I have to get this done and move on to the next one. So anyway, today I want to make kind of like a flip out here that has some journaling paper. Maybe we can make it flip up. I'm not even sure what we're gonna do yet. But I have to get something done, so, and then we'll add in a couple, I want to do some pockets, some more pockets. Take you and put you over here, and that's what we're doing. All right, so you can go over there, let's see, take that, right? And I already have too much stuff on my desk, so let's see what happens. I haven't played along ahead without you this time. So here's what I did. I went to my copier. I pulled out some of my actual ephemera, my true vintage, I call it, whatever. And I put it on the top of, you know, my copier so I could make kind of like these collage sheets. And so this isn't vintage, obviously. This is just like a piece of graph paper that I inked, and I can reuse it over and over again, so I split it in half, and I'm using it here. It's more blank space, and this is like an old book page, and so I made a bunch of these, and then this one I tore down, and what I want to do is kind of use this as the flip out part so that you know, you can write on it and stuff. So what I'm going to do is just gonna fold this. It's not as long, so maybe I gotta go this way. Or I could just make it thinner and use a thinner item. Stop making it so hard. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. We're just gonna, so I folded this in half. What size is this? I don't know. Let's see. About 10 inches. So I folded it in half, and then I'm just, you know, kind of like accordion folding it to give it a fold out. But you could do it, maybe we will switch that up. But let me find a smaller image. That one's good. We'll just ink around you. Look at that little fairy in the mirror. Isn't she pretty? And what I'll do is, these are already like printed on the back, so that's good. Although I think I might glue on this one. I'm just gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna attach this to it, and then maybe we'll make it flip out with some washi, and we'll add a little closure. So let's see how that works. How's everyone today? I hope you're having a wonderful February. Actually, it's the 9th of February when I'm recording this because it's International Pizza Day. Happy International Pizza Day. If you're seeing this on Wednesday, February 9th. And if not, every day is International Pizza Day. Is it not? I mean, come on. Am I right? Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to glue that there. And then I'm going to cut it down, obviously, and then it'll flip out and you can have some journaling space on it. So do I want to flip that way, or do I want to flip this way out? Maybe I'll go this way, because then you can write off of the journal. Let's do that. So let's cut her down first. We need to cut it down so that it fits inside here and is not seen. So about here. Yeah, so I hope you're having a good day. Thanks for coming to join me to craft for a while. I love having you here. Thank you for all your sweet comments. Oh, I'm so happy that you like the videos and that you found my channel. I'm super excited to have you here and show you some crafty stuff, and we get to chit chat, and that's fun. So I do thank you for being here. There's so many channels on YouTube, so yay me, I gotcha. All right, so this is gonna maybe set this way, and then see, like, so this will flip over, and then this can flip out. And maybe what I'll do is, instead of gluing that down, maybe we'll make just like a tiny little piece to glue down. And then it'll flip out better, like so. So I'll glue that side down, and then this whole thing can kind of pull out. Like that. Maybe we'll stamp on it or something. I don't know. Let me just ink around here. And I think this backside is My Porch Prince, something from her, probably Grandma's Attic. I use that more than anything, or Grandmother's Attic. I'm not sure the exact name. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name of what it is. And then, let's see, I want to make sure I have this going in the right direction. Yes. All right, I'm just going to glue this edge to the card here, kind of line it up like that. I'll just kind of fold this in and see where we are. Okay, that didn't work at all, so we got to keep going. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, so there, that's better. Not exactly centered, but whatever. So that's that. And then I don't want to glue it down. Let me just push this down. Why does it look so uneven? All right, starting over. Like so. All right, if it looks uneven, it looks uneven, because that's how it has to go. Okay. All right. And now, so this will close, and then this will flip open this way, and I'll do that with a little washi on the side here. Just give that a second to dry, since I got glue everywhere. And you can even, like, you know, kind of journal in there if you wanted. Yeah, it's so weird. It looks so uneven, but that may just be the way it's cut, because it looks like it's sitting in there fine. Doesn't matter now, it's glued down. Okay, so that's that. And then that's going to go here. Stop your fussing. And so this would fold this way, and this will come out like that. That's the plan. Washi. Maybe something pinkish, reddish. Oh, I have this Tim Holtz fabric tape. Maybe we could do that. Let's see. So this is some of this, and that kind of has some of that red hue. So let's see. Maybe we'll do that. But if you have, you know, use washi if you have washi. I think that would look cute like that. Cut a piece of this off. About there. And I just keep all of these washis. I know everybody's got their storage system. I just string them up on a piece of fabric, and I hang them on a hook. And then they're right there, and they don't take up as much space, in my humble opinion. But that's just me. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then this will flip this way, and this will flip out to right on, as crooked as it is. So I think this is fairly strong. I'm not sure I'm gonna have to add additional glue, but let's see. Oh, Oh, okay. Yeah, try to cut a straight line, right? So let's take the backer off. Okay, that was a lot. So we have this. Where do I want her to flip? Probably right there. Oop, too far. Yes, this is very sticky. Maybe over just a hair. Come on. This will go like that. And then this will flip out. Now, I think I'm going to have to just reinforce it a little because it seems to want to pull up the tape a bit. So I'm just going to do these kind of corners here with some Fabrifix. Okay, we'll let that dry. And while that's drying, that is a little crooked, isn't it? Hold on, before this dries too much. Just even her out. That's better. Go there. All right, uneven, story of my life. New book coming soon. Yeah, so that'll work. It's fine, it'll work. And so this will pull out and, oh, of course you stuck down. Sneaky. Okay, and then this will pull out and you can have some journaling space in there. So that's fun. I like that. So we need to hold it down. I have my tabs. I have all these little circles and that, and I have a little, I wonder if that would work. That might get in the way, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. We need something that wouldn't get in the way. Let's see how we do. Have one of these. If this opens, oh, that'll work fine. So actually, this might work fine. Then this little wax seal. So that could sit there, and then this could open, and this could come out. It might be a little hard to write on it though. So we're going back to the paper. You have got to stop sticking down. I don't stop. Little of my sleeve on there. Okay, let's go back to the paper. I'm going to use this little Dragonfly Circle. This is in one of my kits on my site. Circle tags or something. Yeah, it's great when you can't remember the name of your own products. But if you're interested, there's a bunch of these, and they come and like you can make dangles out of them. There's a bunch of different, where are you? Of course, I can't find any now, this very second. There's a couple of different sizes. Those are not them. All right, I'm not going to find anyone. Anyway, look on the website. There's like bigger and smaller ones, and there's ones with words on them, and you can kind of cut them out or punch them out and use them in dangles and all sorts of stuff like you see me doing here. So I'm only going to glue one side of this, one little bit of this, because I want it to not glue down to our lovely little fairy. I'm trying to think where I want it. I want it offset, so I think I'm going to go here. And this is flat enough that you can still journal on it. So this can flip out and this paper can come out, and you know, it's still flat enough, I think, that it's not going to be an issue. All right, so I'm going to leave this undone because I'm worried that paper is going to keep trying to stick, and I need this to dry. Ah, glue. The lovely, lovely trials of glue. All right, and so we should probably put something up here, maybe like a fairy quote or something. I have a bunch of those. Yeah, so here they are. These are quotes. I think these might be Mrs. Cog. Some of them are not. So not 100% sure, but let's see what we got. Look deep into nature. Some of these are also Adamo prints or something. Colors are the smiles of nature. Oh, look deep into nature, maybe because she's looking in a mirror. That can go there. And I'm going to put some lace or something under it because that's too plain. I have this here, handy. Some of this. So this is just an old sheet that I tore into strips. I tea dyed it or coffee dyed it. And then I dried it in the dryer, and it got all, you know, worn on the edges, and then I ended up with all these like fuzzy pieces I use as well. And then I just ran it through my sewing machine on a very you know, kind of chaotic zigzag stitch, and it's also stretchy, which is fun. It's almost elastic in nature, even though there's no elastic and the thread is not elastic. It's just because of the zigzag. So I'm going to put that there. I do have to shorten it a bit. And we need to zhuzh up that end now. And maybe we'll ink it a little. That's fun. Ink those edges. Just so it looks a little ratty-tatty. And we'll glue that, and then we can put our quote over it. Let's see, is it still too big? Maybe. I think I gotta cut a little more. And ink that up. And we gotta ink this up, obviously. Okay, so it says, look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. No kidding. I get my brain back when I can get outside and just get back to nature. All right, so something like that. So let me glue this piece down first. Of course, I would pick a page that is using nothing but the Fabrifix on a day that I put a new little coat of polish on my nails, but that's okay. It's just one coat. All right, and we will stick that around there. It can be a little haphazard, which is what I like. It is a little bulky, but we're not putting a ton of them in the journal, so it's okay. It's all right, it'll be fine. And then we're just gonna put this down on it, also a little haphazardly. And then this page will be done and we can go do something else. Yay! While this one dries. Pull this down like that. Is that even? Yeah. All right, she's done. That's that. You'll go in there, and that's a cute little page. I do like that. It is a little bulky, but we don't have a lot of bulky pages in here, so we're going to be okay. So we'll leave this open. We'll let that dry. I have a bunch of pre-made stuff, so we're just going to start putting it on pages. I have some pockets. All right, so I have all these tags that we made together. There's a video for that if you want to check it out. I have these little envelopes I made. These might be too big, but I have some smaller ones, so hold on somewhere. Of course I do not have any smaller ones. Oh my. Okay, what about you? Will you fit? You will not fit. All right, hang on. Once again, she is not prepared. It's all good, it's fine. You too big? Yes, we just did you. Okay, that's not gonna happen. I have these are too tall for this journal. I have some smaller ones. Maybe there's a smaller one. Smaller? That one's small enough. Did I use one of these already? Why do I feel like I did? Maybe not. Let's see, what else do I have stamped? Oh, this one has a birdie. I love my little birdie stamp. But his beak is off. I stamped him a little over. This one has a fairy on it. All right, let's see if we can make this work. Pretty sure I have one of these somewhere, but anyway, in this journal, I mean. Maybe not. You know, when you can't keep track of your journaling pages, journal pages. That one's too short. Oh, it might fit here. Oh, we found one. Okay, that's cool. And this is a heavier weight page, I think. Is it? Oh, this has something on this side. Oh, that's perfect. That'll just bulk that up a bit. Okay, good. I like that. So we're going to add you there, and you are already grunged up. So let's see what I want to do. Yeah, I'm just going to make it a single tuck. I'm going to glue the whole thing down. It's just a small space and trying to get something in and out of there if on that side by the corner might be annoying. So we're not going to do that. Glue, glue, glue. All right, and you, little Miss Fairy, tuck, are gonna go here. And this is a tuck I made based on some inspiration from Rachel at Roxy Creations. If you haven't checked out her channel, look it up. If I think about it, I'll link it below. She does, I don't know if she's still doing them, but she was doing these makes where she gave herself like 45 minutes to see how many she could do of a thing. And this was one of them. And I just thought these were so fun. And so I made a ton of these a while back, and then I made some more. And they're just great because you can obviously tuck stuff into them. And they, this is cute. It says, men argue, nature acts. Yes, very true. So we could put that there, like so. And yeah, so she just makes all sorts. So she's got a whole playlist of these makes that she did. And, you know, it's a good way to get like a bunch of stuff done. And if you only have a little bit of time. And obviously there's some setup ahead of time to kind of make as many as you can in 45 minutes. And you don't even have to time yourself. But I didn't time myself. I didn't do the actual challenge, but I made a bunch of these while I was sitting and watching YouTube. And then, yeah, that was fun. So we could put that there or there. I'm so indecisive. It is definitely a creative thing because, well, maybe it's not necessarily. It is for me. In my work, I'm just, you know, I'm not all waffling all the time. But it seems that when it comes to creative stuff, I kind of, I don't know, you have to see it in place, you know, so you try it a couple of different places and yada yada. Anyway. Okay, so that's that page done. We should put something in it. Yes. We can use this one, maybe. Will it fit? Nope, too big. All right, let's find some more. We have this one. Oh, we have this cool owl. Look at that one. That's from another kit. But I do like the owls. So, and he's a fierce looking praying owl, or protective, depending on how you want to look at it. So we'll put these in there, and there's a little journaling space on the back. You can put a quote. I mean, these little cards are great for quotes or just a quick thought of the day. You can put your date on there and then do that. And this is the Primrose Fairy. So again, this was out of a digital kit that I got on Etsy, and I think it's linked in one of the previous videos in this series. So you can, or just, you know, you can go to Etsy and search fairy ephemera, fairy kits, and there's a ton of them. You might find something else that you like. That's that one. And I have some more in here. Let's see. I want to add a couple more. We got, these are big. Oh, what is that? Nope, that's a word. Oh, we get this little beauty with her little, I don't know, what are those? I don't know. If you know, tell me in the comments. What are those flowers? I know what they are. I've seen them before. They're not like a status or a baby's breath or anything like that, because they have that, it almost looks like a mini daisy on them. Does it tell me what this? No. I don't know what this is. All right, so she is so pretty though, so we're gonna put her in there. Just a little light. And again, more journaling space on the back of this, just for little thoughts. I mean, it's fun to have all these little spaces, you know, where you can just kind of, and maybe what we'll do is we'll put Mr. Owl here, and then he can protect the two fairies. There we go. Ta-da. Done. Okay. Let's see, what do we want to do? Oh, hello. This is good for journaling space. I don't think we need to do anything there. Same here. We could put a pocket here because you're not really going to journal on here. So maybe a pocket and a tag. I have a bunch of these tags that I made. So I have this one, which kind of matches nice. I'll take that one, and maybe I have a taller one too. Like that one. I like those two. Okay, and now, oh, this will be fun. I like this. Okay, we're moving along. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, she says, ooh, that's gonna be tight. That's okay, we're gonna make it work. This is gonna go here. I'm gonna move it up a little because I'm gonna put a word. And then behind it, and then this is an envelope, so inside we'll put some paper, and there'll be even more journaling space. And now I can use one of my wax seals. Haha! Maybe a red one. Where'd the red one go? Like that. What? Yes! All right, so this is already grunged up. We don't need to do anything with you. We can ink these. This tag is, it's got one of those kind of shiny stickers on it, so it's not printed on there. It's just stuck on there. And I'm just going to go over it a little with some ink. And then the outsides of this. And then I think I'll punch a hole in the top. And there is room for writing here and on the back. So I'm not going to mess with that because, you know, sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is more too. But in this case, I want to get this done. And I can always, you know, add to it later, right? I mean, when are these journals really done? The only time they're really done for me is when somebody buys one and it's gone. For me, that's done. But if it's sitting around here, I just keep adding to it. And even in my own journals that I keep and write in, I am constantly adding to them as I go. So yeah, there's that. All right, we are up to, I think, around 40 minutes, but I have to edit some of this out already, so maybe we're at 30. So I think after this page, I'm going to sew in my signatures because we got to get that done. Put a little hole in the top of this one. Like so. We need a piece of fabric for this. I have something hanging here. What is this? No, what are you? Let's see. These can work. This can work for this one. This is another one. This is just more of a heavier weight, like a duck fabric. Whack. All you sewers, sewing seamstress, I don't know. You'll know what that is. But anyway, duck fabric or like a heavyweight outdoor type fabric. I'm not gonna glue you. I am going to actually, what's green? Okay, green will work, right? Sure. You're done and you need something. I just had like a red string on my desk and it's gone, of course. Of course. Where did you go? That's all right, hang on. Okay, I have a little of this. Give it a little bling. Why not? Why not? Look at the desk. See what happens? Every time. You know why? I just put stuff down and I don't put it away. That's the problem. That's why my cleaning routine is constant. Inside the house as well. So I'm just going to tie a little knot in the top of this. Like so. Right, that's fine. I'll just leave that. And these two tags are done. And so now we just need to attach our little envelope here like a pocket. And this is just a book page. And all I did was I folded up the bottom. I put two, I folded in the top and then I glued down the sides. So. And I have some of these where I sew them as well because it looks nice and it's a little more secure. Of course, glue. Come on, cooperate. That's what happens when you leave the cap open. Okay. And the bottom. All right, so now we'll have a little envelope and a little pocket. And then I think I will put a word here or a quote. And then we'll put a piece of paper in there, maybe some pink avocado dyed paper. That sounds like fun. Do I have any scraps in here? What are you? What are you? This actually might fit, and this matches our theme because this was from those mushrooms. So this can go in there like a little card. That's good. I'm just going to add some inking. You know how we do. Yeah, put the top back on. See, that's why your glue isn't working. Oh, goodness. All right, so inked and in you go. Little thing like that. And we're going to glue on this, and that'll kind of hold it down, but it'll be, like a faux closure. It's not really going to be closed, and I'm wondering, I need the stronger glue, I think. We'll just glue it to this, and it'll kind of hold it down, but it'll look like a wax seal. And it's got a little plant on there, so... All right, where do we want to put it? We want to put it here. Like so. There. See, and the weight of it will just hold it down so we don't really have to have a closure. And then our tags will go in here. And I'm going to put another quote. Since I have so many. Nature always wears the colors of the spirit. A light exists in spring. We're not in spring. All right. Nature is full of genius, full of that divinity, so that not a snowflake escapes its fashioning hand. That one fits because this is Annette Thoreau, who is one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites. So it is a little pink, but I'm gonna fix that. Just grunge it up. So we'll have just a little pink to pick up this red, but mostly because everything else here is so brown, I don't want too much. All right. You can go there. And maybe we should put some, like a little black behind it, just so it pops out a little more. Yes. My favorite trick to just is just put a darker color of paper behind something, and then it really draws your eye to it. You know, when there's a lot going on, as there is on this page, it just helps you find the quote. Of course, I have the smallest, teeniest, tiniest scissor, but hey, maybe I can cut a straight line with these. Maybe not. Okay. It's okay. We're crafting. Like so. And then see, it just kind of stands out a little more. I do like that. So that's what we're doing. Okay. And that page is done. All right, so now we're going to sew in our signatures for the last portion of this program. I just want to make sure everything's dry. This is one signature. All dry here. Good enough. I'm just going to clear my desk and then I'll be back and we'll sew in the signatures. Okay, good. See you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Cleaned up a little. That's good. All right, and I want you guys to promise me you're not going to be intimidated by binding your signatures in. It's actually, once you do it a couple of times, it becomes easier and easier, and it doesn't matter. You're probably going to mess up from time to time. I've messed up from time to time. I probably still will mess up, hopefully not on camera, but there's always a solution to fix it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch because that's what I'm comfortable with, and that's what we're going to do. I have my my center here, and I think it measures 1.5 inches, if I remember. Yeah, so it's 1.5 inches. And so what's that? 3/4 is the center, and I just want to go off a little. So I'm going to come in from one side 1/2 inch, and I'm going to come in from the other side about 1/2 inch. And hopefully that will center these enough that I feel happy with the outcome. And I'm just going to punch through both the fabric and the cardboard in between and the fabric on this side. And so I'm going to have an exposed seam here, so I'm going to try to use a lighter weight or a lighter color thread, maybe, she said. And I got this on Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. It's called Shappy 15-piece book and sewing. It's kind of cut off, but if you want to try to grab it yourself, it's a real simple kit. It came with everything in here, I think, except maybe this. I'm not even sure. Some of this wasn't in here. I might have bought some of this wax thread after. But you can look at the listing and it gives you an awl, which is, this is a very sharp awl, super for using here. I think it came with this, which is like a jeweler's, I'm not even sure. You know what? Look at the listing. This is like for opening jump rings and stuff. It's like a little jeweler's device. And it came with all these different needles, that I know for sure. So there's a lot of different sizes in here. And it's lasted me a long time. So, and you can always just replace the wax thread. And so what color do I want to see on the outside? That's the question. We have this brown, like that. And then I have this kind of, I think this is like a natural waxed thread. This one I don't think I've started yet. So we have that. And then I have a darker brown as well. Where is the beginning of this one? Where are you? That's fun. Okay, so it's not going to be that one. All right, what do we want? I think I might want to actually go with the darker one. Move out of the way. Oh, that one's nice too, though. All right, here we go. Ready? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch tag by 2. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, we're going with the brown. Okay, so that's decision made. This is this. And I'll put you over here. I'm going to just draw in on this side. Where I want this to be. So let's see. I'm not going to make a template. That's not how I operate. The first thing I'm going to do is draw my lines in. So I want to come in a 1/2 inch from this side and a 1/2 inch from the other side. I'm going to do this with pencil. They're really not going to be seen because, and I'm going to the edge of where that cardboard is, okay? I'm not going like to this book edge, if you can even tell. I'm not going to, you're not going to see the lines. I'm not worried about it. I want to make myself some marks so that I know where I'm going here. Because once your journal is in there, it's going to be hidden anyway. All right, let me move you because you're in my way right now. And let's see, where's my edge? Right there. So here. And I want to be able to see them well. And this isn't where I'm punching my holes. I'm just really making a line so I can have a straight line to work on. And then I'm going to come in a 1/2 inch from this side. So here and here. But you know, you can use a chalk marker if you're on fabric and you want to make sure the lines aren't seen. I'm not that worried about it. I could erase them. I probably won't because like I said, they won't be seen really. Is that right? Yes. Okay. So let me just connect these now. So I have a line and I know where I'm going, and then I'm going to put my holes on that line. Can I see that? I can't. Where are you? There. What does that one look off? Oh, that's a 1/2 inch. And you're a 1/2 inch, are you? Maybe you're a little off. That's the problem. Aren't we all a little off? Okay. Line. Alright, I'm just going to draw it in a little darker. Like I said, use a chalk marker or a chalk stick if you are worried about seeing your line. I am not. And I'm just trying to get a range of evenness here. It's not a precise science for me. I just want them to kind of fit in there nicely. This one's a little off. I'm going to go a little more over. And now I want to know where I'm going to position my holes. And so I know I want one in the center, obviously, and I want my journal signature to fall in between, you know, down a little from the top of my cover and up a little from the bottom of my cover. So I'm just going to, let's see, what would be, let's see how big this is and what the center would be. So this is about 8.5, so I need 4 1/4 from about there. So 4 1/4, let's turn it this way. 4 1/4 is about here. Okay, and so that's going to translate down to here, and that is going to be my center mark. Okay, so my center hole will go there, and this one I'll erase. And then from there, I'm going to need to go up and down a little bit, right? So let's see, 4 1/2, we can go up maybe 2 or 3. Let's see what works. 2 1/2 maybe. So, oh, 4 1/4, right. Like, why is that not on 4 1/2? Okay, so I think I want to go up to about, down from the top, I'm coming down about 1.5 inches. And again, not a precise science. I just want to make sure I'm going to be able to catch all my pages, right? So about there. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm just going to come up about 1.5 inches. Okay. Like there. And then let me line this back up. My precision measuring here. And if you want to do like more precise measurements and you want to make a template and all that, go to town. I am not gonna, I might make a little one just for the inside. She says. All right, so that's that one. And then this one, where are you? Here. All right, so I have an idea of where these are going. All right, so those are my marks, and I'm going to translate them over to the other page too. So actually, yeah, let's make something quick here that we can work with. That's too thick. Well, you stay there. Need a piece of paper. Okay, cool. So let's just rip a piece of paper off. Hey, it's my prerogative. I can change my mind. And we want to fold it in half, like so. All right. Maybe. Okay. All right, so you kind of have a channel like this. And then I'm just going to translate the marks, and I'm going to like kind of position this so it's about the same. It should be about the same height or so-ish. And then just move my pencil marks here. So 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, good enough. All right, so those become where I'm going to punch. And let me just erase these. You don't want to see those. Okay, at this point, you want to go through and make sure that all these little pages you have in here are going to meet with at least 2 of the holes, all right? Because you do want them to be sewn in at least 2 places. Otherwise, they get kind of wonky and they start doing this. And so you want to make sure you have those in a place and settled in so that they will get at least 2 of these. So this one I'm going to move down a bit. So that it is like that. Okay, So these are all good. There's a little bling I put in here. This was the other side of this envelope. It is the flap, and it was just kind of hanging out there, and I wanted to add something to it, so I just put this piece of card on it, like so, with the little butterfly, so you could see like the top of the envelope, and then I put a piece of word here, you know, a word quote here. And then I got this bling in some Happy Mail, so it looked like it matched everything kind of really pretty, and it gave it a little bling for the fairies and a little quote, and that's it. And I tucked a little card in here, so that was a simple little ad. That one definitely sits between two holes. All these upper, bigger pages do. And just make sure I don't have any smaller ones floating around. Okay, so I think everything now is good. We need to find the center, which is here. And then we can move this out of the way now. I know it seems like it might be a little complex, and I'm not doing this in, like, you know, professional bookbinding, obviously, ways. But so we just want to take our little template and line it up, you know, so that it's centered. Now, you see how I have like a little piece hanging off here? I'm not that worried about it. It gives it that kind of haphazard look that I love. And so I'm going to take my awl now, and I'm going to find that center point, and I'm just going to, I want to keep this kind of folded because I want my pages, and you can go ahead and clip these, so we could, you know, if this is easier for you, you can kind of clip the pages together so they're not moving as much. If that's easier for you, like so, right? Okay, so now everything's where we want it to be for the most part. I'm just going to take my awl, and I'm going to find that center right there, and I'm just going to keep this folded somewhat so everything stays together, and I'm going to try to go straight down, okay? And into the book, I have an old book under here that's going to catch the awl. So I'm just going to go straight down, and it's going to come out the back. See how it's like right on the line because we kind of are holding the pages together. And then now that it's through and I know where I want it to be, I need to send the awl down a little more and open that up a bit more because there's a lot of pages in this journal, and paper is paper. It's going to kind of want to go back on itself a little. So the bigger the hole, the less trouble you have with feeding your line through it, okay? So we have that one there, and then we have this one here on the end we're gonna do. Send it right down through. It's out the bottom, like so, and I'm just gonna feed it through and make that hole a little bigger. And now this other one here. And are these holes spaced exactly apart? I don't know that they are or are not, but they look close enough. And this is a, you know, kind of handmade, I don't know if you want to call it a junky journal, but you know, it's a journal that we made by hand, and it is what it is. Another important tip, you want to make sure when you're putting this in that all your pages are the right way, they're right side up, and that you are, you know, you have them all the way that you want them to be, because I have sewn in entire signatures upside down and had to take them apart and sew them back in again. So it happens. So I have my awl in the center now. All right, it's kind of holding it in place, and I'm just going to check through here and make sure everything is right side up the way that I want it to go, in place. And if it's easier for you to take out all these tags and stuff, then go ahead and do that so that it's a little easier for you. And this all helps these pages from shifting, but you can also keep it clipped. All right, so that's all right side up. All right, now we're going to put it in the journal. And so what I'm going to do is where, this is the second signature. Okay, so this is going to go on this side. Where I have those lines and I have that cross where the center is meeting that line that I made, I'm just going to put my awl tip on there And then I'm just going to press this through. And I just want to make sure everything's lined up the way that I want it. And that line, let me just make sure I have the right line. This is the one I drew twice. That is my section there. Okay, so I'm just going to put my all on there. And then I'm going to press through. And now I got to get through that cardboard and the fabric. So I'm pressing pretty hard. Right now that I know where I'm going, I can just go in with my awl. All right, so I am through. And so I'm holding the fabric because this isn't glued down. So I'm holding the fabric here with my hand so that it doesn't push out too much. All right, and there's our hole there. Really good, like so. All right. Now we'll do the other two. All right, right side up again, good. You're gonna go in there like so. Great. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a needle through this. All right, to hold that one in place. And then that will sorta, kinda help me to line this one up. So I just gotta see where I'm going here. All right, I'm gonna go about there. Is that the line? That is the line. Okay, you are in place. And I'm gonna press. All right, now you may find 100 other ways to do this so that it's easier for you. So go ahead and do that, knock yourself out. Whatever works to get the job done so that you know where you're poking your holes and you know where everything is going, you wanna do that. All right, so there's that one. Okay, and now I'm just gonna hold my fabric. Make that opening, great. So we have those two. And then I'm just gonna punch out my third. Now I can take my template, obviously, and put that on there as well. But my holes are here, so I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. All right, so you are straight. That, and now we have this one. Which is gonna go there. Oops, lost my space a little. I can see where my holes are lining up, so I'm just making sure I'm in line and straight. I want my journal to be in here straight. There we go. Okay, and now I can take this out. And punch that hole. Okay, so we got our 3 holes on that side. Now we'll do the other side. So I'm gonna take my template. And I want to make sure everything is upright and that my holes are going to get punched into places for those smaller pieces. Very good. And I would recommend having a pretty sturdy piece. This one can go up a little just to be safe. In the center. Okay, because that's where you're going to be tying off your signature. So if you have a piece of cardstock or have an envelope in here that's pretty heavyweight, so that when you tie it off, you're not tying into a piece of paper that is really flimsy and thin and isn't going to serve you well. So, all right, let's put our template in this one now. All right, like so. And we'll clip these here. I'm just going to clip the one side. Whoop, I lost you there. Okay, so that's all in place now. All these pages are clipped together. Actually, move you out of the way for a sec. And we'll punch our holes here. So again, I'm folding these pages kind of together. And the second one here, a little off, so I didn't hold it together. Like so. The better you hold these together, the more likely you are to get it in the center of the outer spine. So that's a little better. And this last one here now, make sure that's aligned. This one here. Okay. So that's done. Perfect. And now we can go back over here and punch these holes. All right, so we're right, good. Center here. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of laying my journal down because I want to make sure that it's, when I put that hole there, like it is fitting inside the cover. Because this is where it can get a little wonky. So I'm just going to go down a bit. Like so. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so... Okay, number one. There's people out there that like are way more precise than me or actually do this for a living and they're just shaking their head right now. Like, don't do it that way. You know who's good to follow for this bookbinding stuff too is Sea Lemon. I don't know. She's been on YouTube for about 10 years, maybe more. And she has tons of bookbinding tutorials. So if you want to do, and Nick the Booksmith, obviously, she too is really good at this stuff. So you can check out her channel too if you want something more precise. So I'm not precise. All right. So this is, I just want to keep my center line in my hole here, so when I punch my other two, I'm not getting out of whack. And yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna have to check that one. All right, but anyway, this is this one, and this one's going here, like so. All right, so let me take this out, whoops, and try this one again. Let me just see why that got so off this way, because I kind of feel like they should be lined up, you know? Yeah, this one's a little off. All right, so I'm gonna have to repunch that one. That's all right, my cord will cover the mistake. And you could always put a piece of lace over the back if you want to not have your spine exposed. All right, so this fabric will probably close itself up anyway. I'm not that mad about it. All right, there. Okay, all right. Let me punch these now a little deeper. Hopefully everything will line up fine. All right, so we have, this is the second one, this is the first one. This one's gonna go here. So I'm just gonna get a needle and put, let's see, is this one good size? Yeah. So So you're going to have to fit your needle through the hole with your thread on it. And so you want to pick one that will be just slightly smaller than your hole there, because you're going to also have your thread on there. So just a little tip. And so this is how I was shown to, we are not going to sew you in wrong, to figure out how much you need. And I'm always have a little more when I do this, but I'm happy to do this and then have a little more than have too much. So you go 3 times the length of your journal from top to bottom. And that is generally enough, or more than enough, to cover your 3-hole pamphlet stitch, if that's what you're doing. If you want to give yourself a little more, then go ahead and do that, you know, just to be safe. I'm just going to thread this here. Hold on. My old eyes. All right, so I just have it like this, and this is a waxed thread. If you don't have wax thread, you can take a heavy weight like embroidery thread or something and then just run it over a candle a couple of times. Or if you have a beeswax, you could do that. Or if you just have a sturdier twine, you can use that. You don't have to wax it. The waxing kind of helps it flow through this a little easier, and it also gives it some extra strength. But if you don't have it, don't fret, don't freak out. You can still, you know, do this with some other kind of thread that you have. Okay, so I need to get back to center here. Get my awl. All right, and I'm going to go through the center from the inside out. And the reason I want to do that is because I want my tails inside. Now, there are journal makers, you'll see they put an envelope in here. So what they'll do is they'll position an envelope in the center here. They'll cut it open so that it lays flat, and they'll do the sewing in the envelope, you know, like with the envelope open. And then when they're done sewing, they'll seal up the envelope, like make a pocket out of it, and then you hide your stitches. But I actually like to see the stitches, so I'm not going to do that. All right, so this is my first signature. I'm going to go through those pages and through the back. And I want to hold that fabric because I don't want it to pull too much. So, all right, I'm going to leave myself a tail there. And so now I'm through the center, and I'm going to go around and to the top. But you could go to the bottom too. It doesn't matter as long as you go to one or the other. Okay, and then I'm going to come back up through this section here. Okay, like so. And now I'm not going to pull anything too tight yet because I want to kind of make sure everything is arranged right and like sitting right in the journal. So go back down through the bottom. And through that bottom hole. Okay, it's a little fidgety, but work through it. It's worth it in the end. Okay, and now I just want to make sure everything is kind of lining up and that my journal is sitting not too wonky, like so. You know, like I want to make sure it's kind of centered, which it is, even though it looked like it wasn't going to be. And then we're going to go back down through that other hole. Let me find it again. Hold on. This is what I mean, like the paper closes up. And you don't want to make your holes gigantic, but they're really easy to lose as you know, you go, as fabric closes up and as paper closes up. So, all right, let me try to go back just through the paper, through the backing rather. All right, good. So there we go. We came back up and back through here. Okay. Yeah, don't be intimidated. It's a little fidgety, but it's super easy. Once you do a couple, you get the hang of it and where, you know, what you kind of got to do. And you'll find ways to kind of make it a little easier on yourself. And so now we want to start tightening things. So I'm pulling on the back. Now that I know everything is straight. Okay, my journal is in right side up. It's where I want it to be, or my signature rather, and just making sure all of this is tight. So just play with it until you get it where you want it. You don't want it too tight because you don't want to tear your pages, right? So don't be yanking and yanking, but you do want it, you do want it stiff. You want it like, you know, it doesn't have to be a guitar string, but you want it to be, and I always do this. I don't know how. I couldn't do this if I tried. I sew through my thread with my other thread. It's the craziest thing every single time. Like I couldn't aim for that and get it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, anyway, we can take my needle off. You want one thread on one side of the center, you know, this center piece. You can get it. And then you want one on the other. And then you just want to make it all tight. Make sure everything's set where you want it to be set. You've pulled up all your slack. Pick up the slack. All right, and I'm pulling these two through, not too tight, and I'm just going to tie this in the center. So I'm going to do one knot and another knot. And there we go. And so this signature is now in place and I can move on to the second one. And you can see what I mean. You're really not going to see those lines that I drew, but I can come back in here and erase that a little if I am not happy with it. All right, so now we have our second signature. Same thing. Second verse, same as the first. I'm just going to grab some thread. And you can see the 3 worked fine. We had more than enough. So, I mean, if you're being conservative, you can probably go exactly with 3 or a little under, or as you get used to how this works, you can, you know, conserve your thread, but I'd rather be safe than sorry and have to redo it all over again. So, if you want to stick around for this again, go ahead. Otherwise, you can fast forward and we'll get to the end of the video. All right, so again, I'm going to find my center, make sure I'm, make sure I'm right side up. And I'm going to go through that center hole, like so. Where'd you go? Use my awl to find it again. I don't know how that happened so quickly. All right. Hang on. All right. I feel like I made a new hole. Hold on. Sure, I'm going to show you how to do things. All right. Page at a time. Sometimes you just got to work with what you got. Oh, I guess you're over here. Okay. All right, there is our center. All right, let me just clip this and make sure these are going. Okay, good, good, we're good. All right, through the center. I'm upside down again. All right, through the center, through this center hole. In the back. Okay. All right. And we will go up to the top. This is why a lot of people don't do this on camera. It is just tedious and fidgety, and I don't know if it's annoying for you to watch. But anyway, it's educational, so sometimes educational is fidgety or annoying to watch. Where did my awl go? Okay, let's get this back in line here. So up through there. Whew. All right. Back down through here. So straight across and then down through our bottom line on our cover. This one went a little easier. Ow. Like so, and back up through the middle. It's weird because I can see like there's a hole on the fabric, but then that moves because the fabric's not glued down. So just gotta find it again. All right, there we go. Back through, guaranteed I sewed through my thread. And then back through our center. Mark here. Working in small spaces. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we can get rid of our needle. We can get rid of our book. We don't need that anymore. And we're just gonna finagle with this a bit. Finagle. To make sure everything is kind of pulling through. And what do I got going on here? All right, I got you there and you there. Okay, we're pretty much all good here. All right, let me pull these up. Good, good. All right, you need a little more. All right, so you can see how we're sewn in there. Now, you know, you can choose to go up higher if you want to. You know, in each case, I find this to be a little different. So, you know, you test things. There's also a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So that one gives you, you know, showing the 5 different, or yeah, in the back. You get, I think, 4. But this one just shows you the 2, and I've put beads on these before, but you know, it depends on the journal, because as you can see, this gets a bit fidgety, and what happens is the more you have on the back, the less, you know, it's harder to hold it down, and it's harder to you know, kind of work with it. So you do what you think you want to do there. I'm just going to tie that once and then another double knot. And then we're just going to clip these, take this off, and there we go. We are sewn in. It took a little, but we are good. And, you know, if you do your sewing here and you don't like the way your spine looks, it is very easy to just take another piece of fabric and glue it over. I've done that. You can take a large piece of lace and glue that over. So even if you make a mistake, it's going to be fine. You just, very important to try to make sure everything is upright the way you want it to be, because that can be annoying. If you have to re-sew your, you know, if you take it all out and re-sew it in, it really gets to be a bit annoying. So I didn't cut these. And then sometimes I'll put like little, you know, ends on these. I don't have a small one, but, you know, tiny little ends, and you can like glue one to one side and one to the other like that. and have them just kind of hanging off. So that's fun too. And then you can continue to decorate. So now that all of this is together, the only thing left we have to do is the cover, and then figure out how we're going to close it. And I think what I'm going to do is something very simple. I'm not going to do the cover in this video. We'll do that in the next. Is I'm just going to put a piece of ribbon or lace or something under my cover, and then that'll be my closure. And then this one will be done. And I'll decide if I want to add anything here. Another thing I have seen people do is use eyelets here. So you use eyelets and then you string through. That's up to you. You decide. This one's a little bit chunky, but I think it came out really well. And we'll move on to the next step. So thanks for hanging in there with me through all the sewing and fidgetiness. I hope it wasn't too annoying. Let me know if you're going to try it yourself. Give it a go. Heck, I mean, you don't have to, if it fails, you can just throw it out if you don't like it. So just get a couple of pieces of paper, get, you know, a cover. And I have one here that is just, this was just a bag. And I sewed through it. And if I, you know, this was just done for like a group project I did. But, yeah, there's not a lot of pages in here. And heck, if it didn't come out the way I wanted to, I could find a way to fix it. But it turned out that it did. I don't even know where the center is to this. Why won't this find the center for me? Hello? Oh, I might have it in here. This might be one of those that I hid it. Okay. I did. This is one of those where I hid the stitches in here. So I made a little pocket here so you can't see the stitches at all in this one. So this is very thin and simple, and you can do it with a paper bag. Maybe we'll do a tutorial on one of those in the future. All right. Thanks for sticking by me today, and I will see you in the last video for this journal, which will be the cover, and that'll go quick. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day or night. Bye.